Hey YouTube, happy Monday, and we are back with another episode of Terraining where I'm going to be providing a new team this week with a little bit of prep. We're going to do two battles on the VGC 18 ladder and just provide some commentary and analysis. So the team we are using this week is definitely a more straightforward team. I would definitely label it as safer than the other teams we've been running. We've just been having fun. This team is a team I personally built and I brought to Dallas Regionals. I didn't get the finish I necessarily wanted there. I played pretty poorly in a lot of my matches, but this team has still had a lot of merit to it as I got 3 ults to the top 10 on Pokemon Showdown, and I also got third in the United States for the battle spot on the battle spot ladder for season 1. This team is actually being written up. I wrote an analysis about it for Trainer Tower, so please be sure to look up for that and check Trainer Tower for that as it's currently being edited right now. The team is actually pretty straightforward. It's more of an offensive team, but it's a very bulky, is how I would label it. It features Charizard, Landorus, Tapu Lele, Porygon 2, Snorlax, and Aegislash. The Charizard is going to be obviously the Mega with Heat Wave, Flamethrower, Hidden Power, Ground, and Protect. The Landorus is the Choice Scarf with the Rock Slide, U-Turn, Superpower, and Earthquake. Tapu Lele is actually really slow. It's interesting, so you can get the terrain control over other Tapu Fini. It is going to be Psychinium Z with Ally Switch, Moonblast, Psychic, and Protect. Porygon 2 also has Ally Switch. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this team on the ladder. It has Ally Switch, Ice Beam, Trick Room, and Recover. Snorlax is just going to be a standard bulky Belly Drum set with high horsepower, Frustration, Belly Drum, and Recycle. And Aegislash is actually the most unique mon on the team. It is going to be a mixed Life Orb set with Sacred Sword, Sacred Sword, King Shield, Wyguard, and Shadow Ball. And this is the team that I brought to Dallas. I definitely thought it was a good call. I didn't play very optimally in a lot of my matches, so that's just how it goes. But this will be the team that I will be featuring this week. It's a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And hopefully, we can pick up some wins. Unfortunately, our rating is going to be a little bit low just because we started with the Mega Pidgeot team, but we're going to be just around 1500 anyway. We're going to be at 1494, waiting for our next opponent. Like I was saying, this team is actually it's more of a Trick Room team. It relies on the Porygon 2 Lele core a lot, and that's probably what you're going to be seeing a lot in these matches. Our first player is going to be from Japan with a rating of 1513, and their team is going to be Charizard, Landorus, Tapu Koko, Cresselia, Azumarill, and Ferrothorn. So at these type of teams, Normally they lead something like Charizard Landorus against my team. Charizard Koko also works because it could have something like the Taunt. The Azumarill lead is also pretty scary. We definitely need Lele in this matchup to get the terrain control to prevent Azumarill from just like kind of destroying us with attacks. Safe leads here. We don't really have a ton. I know that P2 Lele is actually not bad. We just have to be able to. The problem is he could just like superpower overheat us, which would really suck. Um, I don't know if I want our fast mode, but I think our fast mode is actually the better way to go. I think I'm going to lead something like Charizard Landorus. Tapu Lele is pretty good in the back, as well as the Aegislash, and those are going to be the four I bring to the matchup. It just offers a lot of pivot synergy, and it also, with the Scarf, we can kind of pivot ourselves around, get some Intimidates off of the U-turn. Psychinium is really good for pressuring everything on the team, except for like the Ferrothorn and Cresselia, which we have Charizard for, which can just deal a lot of damage, and the Aegislash with Sacred Sword and Shadow Ball. So we're going to be going into this match. Hopefully we can do well. He leads Landorus, Azumarill, which makes sense. And we're going to lead Charizard Landorus. So he gets the Intimidate off, but we do get he actually gets his first, which hints that he is a faster Twist Scarf than us. So we definitely called that correctly. Our Landorus is going to be more of a slower pivot one, so we're going to have to just see what happens here. He most likely will just do something like Rock Slide. But we do live, especially at the -1. I think Heat Wave's pretty good. U-Turn's not effective versus either. Earthquake will do more damage. Hmm. If I can just prevent the Azumarill from not doing anything, then that's a very good turn for us. So I think Earthquake Heat Wave is pretty safe. No switches. So Our Charizard's going to Mega Evolve. If we don't get flinched, I think we're in a pretty good spot, because I think that'll make it to where like the Azumarill will be at very low HP. Azumarill actually just protects here. Interesting for my opponent. We're going to be... He actually goes for the Rock Slide. It is going to go onto our Charizard. Deal about 60%. That's fine. Earthquake is going to be there onto the Azumarill. And which doesn't deal because he protected, and Heat Wave will go off. Hopefully it hits on the Landorus. Alright. This should do a decent chunk of damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I think this turn, he's just going to Rock Slide again. But I don't want to Earthquake. That would be pretty poor. Alright, so I might have to just sack Charizard here. I'm going to go for Heat Wave Earthquake again. If I can get just any chip damage on the Azumarill, that's pretty good. He does go for Rock Slide again. It's going to pick up the KO on our Charizard, and hopefully our Landorus doesn't get flinched here. So this should do maybe around 25% of the Azumarill. It's good enough. And the Azumarill actually just goes for the Liquidation, which doesn't kill. Alright, so Lele's going to come in now. So Liquidation, that's actually really interesting, because it means it's... Sorry, excuse me a sec. Probably means it could be Belly Drum, but I don't know if it would be. I do want to just, like... I want a Z Ally switch here, actually. Give me the speed boost against the Koko in the late game. Aegislash coming in could be pretty good as well. I highly doubt he's going to, like, raw Belly Drum here. Landorus actually switches out. That's pretty good. Into the Ferrothorn. That's fine. Okay. Can we actually deal with that pretty well? Maybe not. So his last amount is probably the Koko. That was really risky. Okay. So we do get the... We'll get the ally switch off. We couldn't put a lot of pressure on our opponent. Play Rough does come out, and that's going to be onto... Yeah, okay, so that worked. He's Play Rough, Liquidation, Protect. I don't even know if he has Belly Drum. I kind of want a Secret Sword this turn. And Protect. Shadow Balling does work, but Secret Sword I think does a little bit more damage. Could put it in range for like a Psychic KO the next turn. We're just going to have to see. So the Secret Sword on the Ferrothorn does do a decent chunk. Azumarill, I would expect it to like Protect, right? Maybe not. I think... Oh, wow. And our Sacred Sword is going to come off. That should do a decent chunk to the Ferrothorn. Hopefully this thing doesn't have a knockoff. You play Roughed onto our Aegislash, which doesn't do a lot. Iron Head does come off as well. It is under our Layla. Okay, so that's good. What I'm going to do this turn is I'm going to Shadow Ball the Ferrothorn, and I'm going to Psychic the Azumarill. I don't know if that'll be enough to kill, but it'll put it in range of, like, just good damage for the late game. Also, if we could catch the Ferrothorn on, like, a switch so, like, he doesn't... Yeah, so if he switched in Lando, this is really good for us. Okay, so we do get to kill the Landorus here, which is amazing. Psychic should come off. This shouldn't kill, but it will do a lot. It actually does kill. Alright, so that's best case scenario for us. And if he has Koko in the back, then our Scarf Landorus should just win. Oh, it's actually the Charizard. Ooh. So this turn, hmm, I kind of want a wide guard. Ooh, this is really risky. Okay, actually, no, it's not. Not really. What I can do is I can raw Shadow Ball the Ferrothorn and protect. It doesn't matter as much if Ferrothorn goes down, and I can also potentially just call the Charizard's protect. Oh, I actually just raw Heat Waves. That's pretty bad. Okay, so he gets the Heat Wave off. It's going to do a lot of damage. It kills our Aegislash, while the Ferrothorn just goes for the Gyro Ball. So it's Iron Head and Gyro Ball. That's interesting. It might be banded. We're going to bring an Arlanders now. We do take a Heat Wave from Charizard, and we get the Flinch chance. So I think Rock Slide, Psychicking the Ferrothorn's our best play. Yeah, I think that's our best play, because like we need the extra damage on both, and Psychic plus... Also, I don't think Ferrothorn can protect. Yeah, okay, cool. So as long as we connect both of our moves, I think we're in a very good spot. Alright, please, please connect. Okay, cool. I think that wraps it up for us. Alright. So that was a really safe play, just because like I know Heat Wave wouldn't kill. He would have to overheat it, and that means he would have had to have taken 2 Rock Slides. While there is the chance that I can miss, just doubling up the Ferrothorn was our best play, especially since he has Iron Head and Gyro Ball. That normally signifies that he's most likely going to be the Choice Band variant, because most of the sets carry one or the other, and like of course like Leech Seed. So now we just click Rock Slide, Psychic, and that should wrap up the game, as long as we don't miss Rock Slide, which is very possible that we could. Yeah, please. Oh no. Okay, he missed he missed Landers. All right, man. So with that, if that would have happened, all right. So now we just got to hit Rock Slide again. I think that's what it comes down to. Okay, and we do connect this time, so that will wrap up the game. That was kind of scary. All right, but we do pick up the win versus our Japanese opponent. So our rating will go up a little bit. We'll definitely be above 1500s now, which is definitely the positive. But there wasn't a lot of like, we just had to play really optimally. You saw how valuable the ZLA switch was. The Zoomer was pretty scary. We had to play around it, right? I definitely thought he was going to like belly drum or something, and if he did, that would have put us in a bad spot. But since he was liquidation play rough, he might have just have been like, I don't know, like a bulky offensive set. That was interesting for sure. But definitely a good game to my opponent. He played pretty optimally. It's just we got him. You saw how valuable the ZLI switch was, because it meant we outsped his entire team and just threatened a lot of damage first. Also, catching that Landorus on the switch was really great, because that meant we just removed probably one of the biggest threats to our team. Killing the Charizard was really good for him. Our next opponent is going to be Savage, rating of 15-18 from Massachusetts. Their team is going to be a pretty interesting team. It's going to be Ninetales. What? Ninetales and Charizard. Okay. Ninetales, Scrafty, Gastrodon, Tapu Koko, Porygon 2, and Charizard. This looks like a Trick Room mode for this. I do think Porygon 2 and Snorlax are pretty good here. I do want to lead like something to like threaten like Lele. Lele P2 is pretty good here. As long as we don't take like a frick ton of damage the first turn from like Charizard, that way we can threaten the Scrafty for the late game. Aegislash is pretty good as well, just dealing a ton of damage with the Shadow Ball to most of his team. And Sacred Sword is pretty decent amount to Porygon 2 and the Scrafty. And the Snorlax, I believe, is our last mon, is probably the safest threat, just because like look at his entire team. Like nothing on his team is really good except the Scrafty versus Snorlax. So that's why the Snorlax is a pretty good addition to the team. It just threatens a lot of KOs. This match, definitely a little bit scary. If he gets the Aurora Veil up, like that's obviously problematic. But I have a Charizard. I don't know if he's going to necessarily want to bring the Ninetales against my Charizard team or my Landers. Maybe against Landers, but we're just going to have to see. Our opponent's actually taking a little bit of time here. We'll see. Hopefully he can get his box locked in. It looks like he went down to the wire. I wonder if we're going to see Ninetales Scrafty. Savage. That's a pretty neat name. Pokemon Trainer Savage. Okay, so our opponent, we're leading Lele P2 just because it almost guarantees the terrain control from the first turn, so we can get a safe fake out. And he leads Scrafty P2, so cool. He gets the Intimidate off, which is pretty good. And Porygon 2 does get the download boost with the attack rise. We should get attack? Yeah. So that doesn't really benefit us a lot. But we should just be able to safely Moonblast here, removing the Scrafty. Afterwards, I think this is probably a decent turn to just bring in Snorlax. He has two options. He can either try to Trick Room to reverse mine, or he can just bring in like a Charizard here for Scrafty. I don't know if he's necessarily going to want to do that. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to Moonblast. Moonblasting, switching in Snorlax covers if he sets up Trick Room, and I'm not like necessarily in a bad spot if he brings in Charizard for Scrafty. He actually withdraws Porygon 2. Is it into Coco? Okay, so he's going to fake out this turn. Which one did he had to fake out Lele, right? I would assume he fakes out Lele. If you faked out Snorlax, we're like in the money right now. Okay. So this turn, he most likely will just go for the Gigavolt and Drain Punch or Low Kick. So, this is another. Alright, I feel like Z Ally Switch is actually pretty good here. Z Ally Switch on our Lele will allow us to outspeed, and I think Frustration's pretty good here, or actually High Horsepower is probably better. Z Ally Switch will allow us to outspeed his Coco the next turn, threaten both of them for the KO, and we could potentially just get really far ahead in this game. So Z Ally Switch, since it is a priority move, it will like activate first, so our opponent's probably freaking out a little bit that our Lele's outspeeding the Coco. But no, we just get the Z Ally Switch out. I'm expecting Electrium into Lele and a low kick. He could definitely like do something different though. Oh, it's actually Twinkle Tackle. This won't do a lot to Snorlax then, so that's really good. What is that even for though? Like, what's that for in this format? Como? Yes, this might not even bring me down to the bar, which is amazing. Yeah, nice. Knockoff comes out onto our Lele. That's really good. And we do connect on the high horsepower, so that'll do a ton of damage to the Coco, around 60 something percent. And now we threaten a double knockout here, which is really good. I think the Scrafty's less likely to protect, so I'm going to Moonblast Frustration that slot. So even if he does switch, I just get a lot of damage off, like potentially on a Charizard. And the Coco could definitely just protect here. If it doesn't, and he just lets Scrafty go down, then we get two knockouts. So that's why doubling up the Scrafty, I think, is one of our best plays, because if we can deal a ton of damage to the potential Charizard in the back, then we're in just a really good spot for the rest of the game. He does withdraw. What does it go into? Is it the Charizard? Oh, it's actually Porygon 2. What does he do with I wonder what he does with Coco. Coco does protect. So we just get free damage, which is really nice. This should bring it down to the yellow. Nice. So now, I think I just... What could he do? I think I just double up the Coco slot now with Moonblast attack. Yeah. Porygon 2 just goes for a recover, so we didn't recycle, obviously, just because there was that chance. And now we're going to put him around 75% again. Basically, this game, it's probably just going to be, since Porygon 2 really isn't that big of a threat, we're going to just try to remove all of Porygon 2's friends and then win the 4v1 with Snorlax. So this turn, I think we just I think we recycle. I don't think he's gonna locate. He has to like fake out Lele, I think, this turn. So I'm gonna protect in case he like doubles up. Because I would assume he's gonna like fake out Thunderbolt. We just Trick Rooms. Okay. That was really interesting. Okay, so now what does he have in the back? He worst case scenario has something like Gastrodon. I think I switch out Snorlax. He can't like double KO me, right? I'm just gonna do I even I'm gonna Moonblast. Just why not? That was a really smart play. So he has let's see if he doubled up my Lele. That would be really smart. Nice, I live too. All right, yeah. So our Lele spread's really bulky. I obviously didn't know I would live that, but I do live the Mega Gengar Sludge Bomb 87.5% of the time. I live Adamant Kang's Double Edge 75% of the time. I live Charizard's Overheat. It's like a roll in my favor 56% of the time. A lot of the stuff like that, it's just like, it's good. So I bring in Aegislash, I think, this turn. I'm going to Trick Room. And I think bringing in Aegislash is really good here. Oh, he has Toxic. Wow, okay. So there's the win con for my opponent. So this turn, I don't know what I do. What do I even have boost? I think I have attack. Yeah. So Ice Beam. Basically, I'm gonna just try to get rid of the Gastrodon. After that, it really doesn't matter because Lax just wins. Gastrodon does just go for the protect, which makes sense. Our Aegislash is, I believe, a little bit faster on this team. I think it's meant to outspeed Adamant or like no investment Adamant Incineroar by like a point, so we can just get decent damage. Obviously, I just like protect this turn, right? I'm gonna just, I don't know. I'm gonna just Trick Room again and protect. My opponent, we're both actually kind of running low on time. I'm assuming like Earth Powers or something. Probably Toxics. So that was pretty obvious for me, but like, I don't know. It didn't matter too much. I just kind of want to. I'm gonna just switch in Snorlax now. I think. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I Ice Beamed and switched in Snorlax, but I meant to not do that, obviously. We will get Ice Beam onto the Porygon too, though, which is nice. He's most likely going for Trick Room. So I guess we can just reveal this works because I guess we can just reveal our like tech move on Porygon 2 and why it's pretty good. So this obviously hints at a double up onto our Snorlax here, most likely a Scald. So what we're going to do, or a Clear Smog, obviously, so we're going to just Ally Switch here. It earns us a lot of momentum, and it means that we can get our Belly Drum up for essentially free with 3 turns left to Trick Room. So that's obviously why we're doing it. See, there is potential he could just like double target or whatever, but I don't necessarily think he will. We just get a Belly Drum up. We do have our Berry, I hope. Yeah, we definitely have our Berry. We didn't get knocked off and we never Belly Drummed. So not only was this a really safe play, it also made a lot of sense just because most likely we're going to take the double up, like the Earth Power. And the Toxic, yeah, so we're already Toxic. So now we just win. There's nothing our opponent can really do at this point. What I'm going to do is whenever you use teams like this, you should always just attack the one that can't protect. Because if the Gastrodon protects and he reverses Trick Room and he gets like a crit on you or something, that's obviously really bad. So just removing Porygon 2 now is really good. And we could just probably safely recover because I know that he can't do enough damage to us. Gastrodon will most likely just protect and he'll try to reverse Trick Room. So now we just kill the Porygon 2. And now the game is over the next turn. I think the game was pretty much over at that point anyway. It was just wrapping on a long time. So it was actually kind of cool that we got to reveal the Ally Switch on P2 and why it would be effective. It's especially really good in a best of one scenario where like you kind of have your back against the wall and then you just kind of like switch spots and you kind of take it's a momentum swing. And now we just win with a double up. I think return will just do the job. Our opponent probably just forfeits this turn, and that's going to be the game. So very good game to our opponent. He definitely like positioned himself pretty well. Getting to use the Ally Switch twice, it's actually interesting because like I don't think it actually came in. I don't even think I used it a whole lot. So like it was actually kind of cool just to see it come into effect twice in a row. That's the team. I'm going to be featuring it this entire week. I hope you guys like it. And I hope you guys like the content we're going to be putting out. Me and Tyler will keep you updated. We actually will probably do an announcement video about this, but I'll announce it right now. We are going to be doing we're doing a draft league with us and 5 other guys. And we are going to, where we all drafted mods, we're going to be playing each week to try to see who can come out on top. So be sure to look on that. We'll be uploading videos each week, doing matchups and doing analysis of those games. So be sure to look out for that. I think that pretty much wraps up everything. As always, if you like what you saw, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our video. We really enjoy doing these videos, and we enjoy seeing you guys comment, seeing you guys ask us questions. Be sure to hit me and Tyler up on Twitter, and be sure to look out for that analysis of the team that I'm featuring this week. It is a really fun team. If you guys want to use it yourself, it'll be on Trainer Tower. And yeah, just be sure to look out for that. Anyways, I will catch you guys next time. Have a nice night or day, and we'll catch you guys. See ya.